Welcome to the Letterman podcast. Yeah. Welcome back to the show, everybody. We're, I like this music. That was nice. That was a good move there, St. Nick. That's good stuff. So this is the first time you've really heard from me since the 100-shot challenge last week. I am back home. We had practice last night, went really well. Practice before Game of Thrones. So we actually record these podcasts on Monday normally. Just gonna fill you all in on kind of how this structure works. So normally we're doing these podcasts on a Monday. So it's post Game of Thrones. I've had a Sunday practice, pre Game of Thrones practice. I called it. I'm just going to go ahead and say this. I called the whole Bran Stark thing. I called it, whatever. Devastating downfield block. Way to go, Bran. I'm not going to give any more of you all my opinions on this, okay? Because we need to move on. It happened. It was an incredible time. It was amazing to be a part of, to influence. I mean, I'm really the reason Game of Thrones got big. When I started tweeting about it, that's when it really shot up and skyrocketed as a thing people really wanted to watch. So you're welcome, Game of Thrones. What I brought to you all was special. We really partnered together and worked as a great unit and a great team, and I think that's special, and I think that's good. But it's over now. We're done with that. We're moving forward, and we're going to try something new. I don't know what that's going to be yet. I have a couple ideas. I'll talk about them later in the podcast. But again, back to the 100-shot challenge. So I did not die, as many of you now know because you saw the video on Friday where we finished in the bathroom at the hospital. Here's the thing about hospitals. I hate them. I hate nurses. I hate doctors. However, the nurse who took care of me the night that they took me in, she told me that she actually had been watching the 100-shot challenge the whole time, waiting for me to come. And I'm not going to lie to you, I wasn't surprised by that. I wasn't. But she said she knew exactly what I needed to be able to, rebound, power up, go forward, step into the new stuff. So Nurse Kelly, thank you for being able to help me to turn around real quick from those 91 shots and be able to do the 9 that next morning. Thank you for distracting the other nurses. Let me tell you something right now. Nurses at the hospital, they really will guard you like you are trying to get out of prison they are something fierce. Those people, if I could figure out how to get some of my defensive backs to guard and cover like nurses cover in the hospital, I'll tell you what, we'd rule the world. No team would ever score the ball. They'd never score. They'd never be able to pass. Nothing would ever happen. We would dominate in a really just incredible way. That being said, being in the belly of the beast of big pharma and big parenting, because that's what hospitals are. Hospitals are built on the blood money of big pharma and the self-righteous asshole attitudes of big parenting. Those things alone have just ruined what we have here in America. And honestly, I blame everyone. I blame everyone for it. This is not a red or blue or Republican or Democrat or liberal or conservative. This is not on anybody. This is on every person in America who has ever had to go to the hospital for anything. Okay? Listen, your body is naturally made to respond and heal itself from any trauma that you go through. If you do not believe that, read my Twitter. It will prove you otherwise, okay? I have documented the number of times I have responded without needing to go to the doctor with a little bit of, self-care and a whole lot of passion, fireball, and courage. And that's what we really lack in America these days. We lack that willpower to make ourselves healthy again, make ourselves whole again, rebound, respond, adapt, grow. But Nurse Kelly, I will say thank you for helping me respond even quicker than I thought, I'd be able to get that 100 in for like 2 or 3 days. I'd not be feeling great. But honestly, I was doing pretty good that next morning. I mean, y'all saw me. I was still a little groggy, a little shaky. But by Saturday, I was golden. I was good to go again. No problems whatsoever. Healthy, feeling great. And I'll tell you what, that's fully on the shoulders of Nurse Kelly. Nurse Kelly totally 100% turned me around, ran me the right direction. So I have found one person in the medical field that I trust, and I will never go to anybody anymore besides Nurse Kelly. Everybody else, disappointments and frauds. Doctors, all frauds. All the doctors who came in and talked to me said, you could have died, you could have done all. Nope, none of that's true. Nurse Kelly told me, she said, you weren't going to die, coach. You got too much willpower. And that willpower is going to respond if we give you the right steroids. We have you eat the blood of a brown sea toad. I didn't even know there was brown sea toads, but she brought one in. What sounded a little bit like something Jordo would do. But she said this was actually medical science proven that it would work, which I also then did not trust. So that was a real difficult disguise. She actually hid it in my Jell-O cups. I do like Jell-O. I'm not going to lie to you. Jell-O is real good. And so she hid that blood of the brown sea toad inside a cup of red Jell-O, which brought that in there. And she, after I had finished eating it, and another cup of Jell-O, which was yellow, which I don't know if she hid anything in that. I hope she didn't hide any piss in that. That'd been real gross. But, you know, she came in, she told me that was in there. And then put some charcoal, had some of that going on. And I really turned around real quick and popped right back. Also, snuck some Gatorade in there. Got me some Gatorade every now and then. And that was pretty nice. Get those electrolytes built back up. Because I puked quite a bit. Did not, however, puke on my Letterman jacket. So this is just a little lesson for everyone out there. Don't puke on your Letterman jacket. Don't do it. There's no reason to. You do not need to puke on your Letterman jacket. Be stronger than that. Be better than that. I believe in you all. Other major things that happened with the 100-shot challenge. Lots of y'all watched. Lots of y'all had comments. I got to introduce you all to my ex-wife, Linda. Frick you, Linda. Yeah, honestly, I'll just tell you right now, that one's a whole other story there with Linda. But you all got to hear that deposition. You saw how horrible she is, how manipulative she is. I am going to say this. The Twitter account that suddenly started popping up as Linda Letterman, that is not her. Linda does not get on Twitter, okay? She actually has her feed hidden. She would not, and for damn sure she's not going to have Linda Letterman as her last name. That is just ridiculous. I told her for a fact she changed her legal last name when she decided she didn't want to be with him anymore. She could not be Linda Letterman. She made this decision that she wanted to still be that. That's not who she is. It's not true. So this Linda Letterman account, do not follow it because it is a lie, okay? It is not the real account. Also, the Marlin account is not real. Okay, I'm just going to let y'all know. Only me, Coach Newbert, and Jordo are on Twitter, okay? Only the three of us. The other two accounts are some fan accounts who saw the web docuseries on me and said, ooh, we can take advantage of this and try to rise to fame. And I'm not cool with it. You do not piggyback on fame. That's not what you do, okay? There's no power move in there. You have not earned anything. That's not American. America does not piggyback. We're the oldest country on the earth, and you're going to piggyback? No, we are the originators, not piggybackers. So shame on you all. Shame on you all for living that way and acting that way. That is embarrassing. That being said, whoever runs the Linda Letterman account, the photo that you have up is very attractive. It is not Linda, but would love to find out if you are in the North Georgia area and enjoy the onion rings at Beef O'Brady's. Because we might be able to split a pair. Split a little basket out, you know. Share a couple shots of Fireball together. That's actually a question I've been getting a lot lately. People, they've been stopping and asking me, Coach, does the taste of Fireball, do you still like it? Of course. That's a dumb question. Moving on. I still love Fireball. That's still my drink of choice. That's just who you are. Once you've gone that deep into Fireball, once you're 100 shots of Fireball in, you got to keep moving forward. That's just what life is. You keep walking into the Fireball. That's who you are at that point. It's in your veins. I should ask Nurse Kelly about that. See if Fireball has now actually become a part of who I am in like my core and veins and everything. That'd be pretty cool. Not gonna lie to you, that'd be pretty enjoyable. moving on from that, though, other things going on in my life right now, we're moving forward, moving towards the new football season. Summer workouts are about to get really ramped up. We're going to really have some hard work. John's come in and given me a whole new set of steroid routine to be able to improve the recovery. Turinabol is highly used in that. We're living on that Turinabol stuff a lot because it's improving our time. So thanks a lot to my Russian doctor friend. But he's really improved what our team is working on and what we're doing and just who we are. And the way we've been able to work out this so far has been really, really good this spring. I'm excited to get this summer. We get the new players coming up. So the people who are becoming of age for our league, getting to work out with them. I always enjoy introducing new young minds into my methods and into my coaching doctrine. So I think that'll be really effective. I think that'll be nice. Excited by that. Other things going on in my life right now. Laugh at this if you want, but here's the thing. While I was in the hospital, the batteries in my remote died at one point as I was flipping through channels, and I got stuck on ABC. And I'm just going to be honest with you. A rerun of the new episode of the new season of The Bachelorette came on, and I'm going to tell you this right now. That show is all about male dominance and about men trying to dominate. And the struggle between a woman trying to hang on to her control versus a group of men. And here's the thing, I'm against marriage, so the idea of like an engagement and falling in love and finding love, I think is completely false and not real, and nobody should really be looking for it. However, if I were to ever want to get married again and try to find love again, I would like 30 people to show up, 30 women to show up and try to woo me with the different ways that they dressed and act and things they did for me. That's rather intriguing. But I was watching the new episode, and that whole thing with Scott, and he has a girlfriend back home, that was weird, because that's the other thing is, this show's totally strategy, okay? Like, I would dominate on The Bachelorette as a bachelor. I would be able to manipulate that person so strongly that I would succeed without any question. Because here's the thing. Number one, Scott, you're an idiot. You can't show up to a dating show and think that you having a relationship back home is not going to get out. Like, that's a bad look, bad plan, pal. You need to move forward from that one. But at the same time, it's intriguing your ability to, he was succeeding. He's doing pretty well so far up until that point. And I was kind of watching going, I think I could operate this way. I think I could come at it and operate and control and manipulate the female till she falls in love with me and I win the show. Because that's what it's really all about, is winning the show. And regardless of, the out being an engagement, like, you're going to be famous at the end of all this. You're going to be able to talk about your time on The Bachelorette and how that whole life worked out and everything. And I'm just saying, I would be a fantastic Bachelorette contestant, and I think I'd be a hell of a bachelor. I've never watched The Bachelor at all. I've only seen one episode of The Bachelorette, but I'm hooked now. I'll tell you this right now. That absolutely hooked me. Because Game of Thrones was ending, so I've kind of been looking for something new to watch, and I said I was going to talk about this. So I think it's going to be The Bachelorette. I think that's going to be my new thing, because here's the thing about The Bachelorette. It's kind of similar to the Game of Thrones. It's all these people trying to manipulate to gain this one thing that they really want. Now, in Game of Thrones, of course, there's a lot of violence and blood and things like that, and I really enjoyed that. But now I get to watch a group of men in today's society try to prove that they are worthy of a woman who clearly knows what the SC grind looks like. She's a giant Alabama fan, which means I'm automatically turned off to her. So this is not a Hannah B is attractive to me. This is not true. She is not, because she's an Alabama fan. But she clearly knows what an SEC grind takes and what that's going to be. So her ability to weed out these men for who's strong and who's not, really interesting and really intriguing. And all of them trying different tactics. Like the Jed dude he's from Nashville, played her a song and sang to her. That's a good move. That's a quality. I've done that move. This is before I found out how awful of a person Linda was. I once showed up outside of her house with my guitar, and I had a blanket with roses spread out all around me, and I sang to her a little ditty, and it moved her, and it opened her up and got her real wet real fast. I'm just going to be real honest. So nice move there, Jed. There's other guys who are crazy muscular, and they're in these tight suits, and I will say the dude who mailed himself, that was a bad move, and clearly that one didn't work out for you since you got kicked off the show, Box King. But that was embarrassing. The other guy who had the family who talked with sign language, that was a weak move as well. That was a manipulative move that just honestly didn't play. That's not an alpha manipulation. That's the thing. If you're going to manipulate, you got to do it like an alpha. And that dude did it like a total like beta or omega kind of a thing. Like it was not an impressive move on his part. So yeah, I wasn't moved by that one as much as I was some of the others. But I'll tell you this right now, that show's hooked me. Because in Game of Thrones, they're fighting for the Iron Throne. And in The Bachelorette, they are fighting for the Lap Dance Throne. I'm just telling you, that was... So that's my new show, folks. I think I'm going to watch The Bachelorette, start tweeting about that maybe. At least talking about it on here if I don't tweet about it. But yeah, I'm intrigued. I'm intrigued to see what The Bachelorette brings. But anyways, that's kind of what's been going on in my life. But I know what you guys really are wanting. You're wanting what I think about what's happened in sports the last week. So we're going to take a quick commercial break, and then we'll jump into the real segments of the show. So we'll catch you right after this break.
Bitter juice! Bitter juice! Bitter juice! Did you just step down from being the Lakers manager of basketball operations and you feel like you were stabbed in the back? Bitter juice! Did you willingly and unexpectedly leave a job you weren't any good at and now you're salty? Did you abandon a woman you call your sister but you probably had sex with at some point in your life? Ew, ancestral bitter juice! 12 hard-to-drink ounces of chunky, salty bitterness. Available at the First Take Studios and any Starbucks you own near you. Bitter juice!
And welcome back to the show, folks. Listen, it's that time. You all want it, so here we go. This is Letterman's Thoughts on Sports and other stuff. Yeah, so here's the thing. There is not a lot going on in the sports world right now. There's baseball, Braves. You know, we're really living in this youth movement right now, and I don't hate it. Robert Acuna Jr., man. Acuna Jr., man, you can ball. Son, I like you. I like the way you play. I like the way you work. You clearly have watched enough Chipper Jones to learn how to really play the baseball. So, congratulations to you. I'm excited to see you win the World Series for us this year and win MVP. You're going to be winning these things for the next century at SunTrust Park, and I'm excited for it. So, way to be one of the few Atlanta professional teams who's actually living up to the hype, Braves. I'm excited by that. So, way to go. Single-handedly carrying that. So, I'm proud of you all. That was real good. My pick of the Bucks is still looking really nice. I know they dropped that one game, but Giannis is still looking real strong. So, the one Greek thing that I actually like has really carried out well in Milwaukee. So they went to Toronto, they lost one game, but they lost in double overtime, honestly. So pretty freaking impressive. It's Monday night. So tonight we have the Warriors game 4 against the Blazers. Listen, it's done. The Warriors broke the Blazers' spirit. If the Blazers had won game 2, if they had been able to pull out game 2 and win, I think this series would be something real. But I think after that night, the Blazers' will was just broken. Steph Curry broke their will, and Andre Iguodala swiped it from him when he swiped it from Damian Lillard. And now Damian Lillard's using this whole excuse of, I got separated ribs. It's not an he says it's not an excuse, but if it's not an excuse, you don't talk about it, all right? If you've got some kind of thing going on in your body, and number one, here's the thing. I never talk about injuries. I never talk about injuries that I've had myself. I would never do it because that shows weakness. So Damian Lillard, you have just shown how weak you are. And that's just embarrassing, man, honestly. That's a weak move. Again, showing that and then being like, it's not an excuse, but I've got separated ribs or whatever. That's garbage. Okay, you got separated ribs. I get it. You say it's not affecting you. You're still able to play. I mean, you had a fairly decent game 3, not a great one, but you're back home. You got to win these games. Because now you have to win 2 games in Golden State to be able to win this series, and we all know that sure as hell is not happening, especially if at some point the Warriors bring back Boogie and they actually get that SEC grind back into their team. Because let's be honest, that's the only thing Golden State was ever missing. And then they went out and got it this last year with Boogie Cousins. And now, when he was out there, they looked untouchable. I mean, he really, once they figured out how to get him into the system, that was a scary team. So I'm going to be honest with you right now. Golden State probably going to win tonight. If I'm wrong, it is what it is. But I'm going to sound stupid when we put out the podcast. But I think Golden State's going to win. And I'm still leaning on my Bucks pick. I think they'll take Game 4 in Toronto. That's tomorrow night. So I think they'll get Game 4 and be feeling pretty happy-go-lucky, lippity-dude all day, heading back to Milwaukee to close things out in Game 5. Congratulations, Toronto. Double overtime. Kawhi Leonard, you really are a special player, being able to shut down Giannis. That's pretty impressive. So way to go. To be able to at least push it to Game 5, that's something Portland's not going to be able to do. So, well done there, Toronto. But we're going to move on from that because, honestly, the NBA is kind of boring at this point because it's going to look like, until we get to Milwaukee Golden State, honestly, I don't see much fun of these series. I thought maybe, but no, it's just not going to be it. The teams who are playing these guys are just, they're not built up for the hype. They're not ready for it. So, that is what it is. Move on from that. Interesting thing happened today. Magic Johnson went on ESPN on First Take today with Stephen A. Smith and Max Kellerman. Here's the thing. Max Kellerman is garbage at analysis. You big Giants fan. It's fitting that you're a Giants and a Knicks fan and all the things that you are. But at least, Max, you and Stephen A., you offer up some intriguing television, because at least you're funny and interesting watching you guys bloviate about yourselves and how important you all are, knowing that you've never actually won anything or been, a part of a real SEC grind or anything like that. But that's okay. You all, you bloviate about yourselves without really any backup, and that's fine. You're not as important as I am. You try to influence people, but it's not quite up to my level. But that's okay. Y'all do what you need to do. More power to you for getting the money from ESPN for that. But anyways, you have Magic Johnson on. And Magic Johnson straight up today just said, Rob Pelinka stabbed me in the back and tried to take my job. So that's why I quit. Let me tell you something right now. Well done, Rob Pelinka. Listen, if you want something in life, there's a reason I'm a big fan of Game of Thrones. And that's because of the amount of backstabbing that happens. I love when people get stabbed in the back. I love it. It never happens to me because I never allow anyone to get behind me. That's just a part of my lifestyle and who I am. People are never behind me. I can always see them. I never allow them to have a straight shot to my back because I could be stabbed, and I'm not about that. And Magic Johnson, bad on you, man. But nice power move to take the job from Magic. You wanted this job, Rob, so you went out and you took it. And you manipulated and you stabbed your way to the back, and that's impressive. That's a real alpha power move, and I respect that alpha power move. Because here's the thing, Rob. You've built your entire fame, fortune, everything that you have off of riding the pigtails of Kobe Bryant. I mean, you've ridden Kobe Bryant's coattails to where you are now. This is the first time you've really been able to be your own man and actually be important to the NBA. Because before this, you weren't important to the NBA. All the agents hated you. Nobody wanted to work with you. And it was because you had Kobe. And you hadn't done crap. I mean, you didn't do bullshit for Kobe Bryant. Kobe Bryant did it all for you. You didn't make Kobe Bryant into a great player. Every couple of years, you'd go to the Laker organization and be like, hey, we'd like another one, please. One time you demanded a trade, but even that didn't quite work out. So, Rob, you're finally becoming your own man, and I'm proud of that for you. You know, you're finally going to do your own thing, be your own person. And that's good. I'm proud of you for that. Like, congratulations for choosing to be someone else and to step out and to take care of your own manhood and your own life. That's good. That's a good thing, Rob. So, way to finally take control of the narrative and of your life. Unfortunately, you do have to deal with LeBron James and the crap show that is the Los Angeles Lakers. Here's the thing. Here's the thing about the Lakers, y'all. This is one of the best sports franchises in the history of sports for a long time. And a lot of that had to do with Dr. Buss. Dr. Buss, in terms of professional ownership, the only person you could want more than Dr. Buss to run your professional franchise is me. And if you can't have me, which right now you can't because I'm in the Little League game and that's just what I do. I'm dominating that, having too much fun doing that. Maybe I'll move to the professionals someday. But right now, I'm enjoying dominating the Little League game. Youth football. But if you couldn't have had me, having Dr. Buss is about as good as you can get. And ever since he's not been since he died, this franchise has been garbage. And honestly, I'll tell you this right now. It's kind of fitting that the Lakers happen to be partnered with Wish. And that, like, Wish is one of the sponsors of the Los Angeles Lakers. Because here's the thing. If Dr. Jim Buss was Amazon, Jeannie Buss is absolutely Wish. And they even managed to get a LeBron James, who used to be a fairly good basketball player before he got too involved on Twitter, trying to make movies and all that kind of stuff, to become the cheap Chinese version of LeBron James. Like, he looks like LeBron. He sort of plays like LeBron, but is it really LeBron? You know, this was not the man who was able to take it to Golden State. And LeBron, I blame your Twitter use. You really need to be in the gym more and less time on the Twitter. But I'm impressed. I'm impressed with what you do, LeBron. That's pretty good stuff. You've really you've been able to show up being paid way too much money for the cheap quality that you are. You are the cheap Chinese version of LeBron James now. And when I say this, listen, I've ordered stuff from Wish before. I once ordered a meat thermometer for cooking out on my grill on my balcony as I overlooked so I could cook steaks. As I overlooked my fountain. And I stuck this meat thermometer down into the meat, and the thermometer melted into my steak. Number one, it ruined a good T-bone steak. And number two, how are you going to get a meat thermometer that melts? Wish. That's the answer. You got it from Wish. You got it from Wish, and it was made in cheap Chinese factories. This is why I like to buy American made. I've never bought Wish since then. That's the one Wish thing I bought. And ever since then, I'm out. Nope. I only buy American made products. I'll pay a little bit extra for a tag on the back that says USA. I will. Made in America, I'll do it. That's one of my favorite songs. That Made in America song. The 4th of July is one of my favorite days. It's really the day history began was the 4th of July. 1776. So I'm just going to let you know, it's really impressive and fun. America is amazing. We are a land of flowing of milk and honey. Most of the time. Sometimes we flow with steroids and idiot people who don't know how to use them correctly. And that's really embarrassing. Patrick Peterson and many others who have been caught using drugs. Honestly, you got that amount of money and you can't hide drugs in your system, you're an idiot. Get somebody else to take that P test for you, man. That's embarrassing and sad and weak. But overall, that's pretty much all that's going on in sports these days. But, Magic, I guess congratulations to get out before it got even worse. Because now, Lakers, y'all went from one of the best to one of the worsts. And I'm not sure you're not getting worse. Because you now have Frank Vogel as a coach. That doesn't inspire very much. And you got Jason Kidd as a backup. And everyone thinks that's a good thing, but Jason Kidd did not win anything. Otherwise, he'd still be He's had 2 chances and has not succeeded. He had the opportunity to coach Giannis and was not able to do anything. So, I don't know why we think Jason Kidd is going to suddenly be a great addition. Anyways, I just think, Lakers, you've really sunk your ship. When you decided to ride it out with LeBron, that's really just doomed you for quite some time now. So that's kind of embarrassing and disappointing. So Lakers, you used to be great. Now you suck, and I think you're going to keep on sucking for a long time. So, yeah, Bupkis for you. Not much football going on right now. College, we're in summer workouts, basically. That's pretty much all we got going on. NFL rookie mini camps. A couple of people looking pretty good. Couple of teams. I've been keeping a close eye on those because, like I said, I am now in the free agency of my NFL fandom. I am open to see what team I'm interested in and what team I would like to be connected with. So, NFL franchises, hit me up. I'm interested to hear your pitch for me to be a fan for you because I'll change your life. I will change the life of your franchise. I will make you better. I promise you that. In terms of other things going on in life, I don't really have much else in sports because we're just kind of in a dead period. There's baseball going on. There's sports going on. Indy 500's coming up. U.S. Open. Some things like that. Koepka dominated this last week. Man, I'll tell you what. You do not want to piss that dude off. So if I'm Tiger Woods, I'm going to avoid being with that dude ever again because that dude ruined everything you did, Tiger. He ruined the way you played. So I would not try to play with Koepka anymore. Also, Koepka, I do not like your name. You remind me too much of some people I know who are trying to shake me down. They claim they're Chechens. But I met a Chechen the other day at the hospital. And they did not quite sound the same way as some of these other Chechens I've run into. So they said they're from the Czech Republic. However, I'm not sold that's actually where they're from. They could be from some other kind of Eastern European area, which is weak. So I don't know why I've been threatened by them. I looked up where the Czech Republic actually is. Eastern Europe. I got it. I'm fine. No worries there. We're America. Bring it on. That being said, I have wagered quite a bit on this next football season, so cannot lose a game, which I normally don't do anyway, so we should be fine. Just got to draft Jordo. We'll be good to go. New life motto right there. Draft Jordo, good to go. So that's really all that I got on sports right now. So this has been Letterman's Thoughts on Sports and other stuff. So, not much else going on right now. I'm excited for the future, excited what's coming up. Oh, I wanted to put out a straw poll again to you all. I got a little bit of response the last time, but I'm going to put it in and just see what people think. All right. I have played fantasy football a few times and succeeded. I've won every time I've played. I'm pretty damn good at fantasy football. Not that would be surprising whatsoever. But I want to offer up the option of a fantasy football league that the fans get to play with me and the other members of my coaching staff, such as Marlon and Newbert and some other things like that. We could open up a league, kind of like we did with the bracket challenge, do a big league where a bunch of people get to get in. The question I have is, would you be interested in being in a fantasy football league against me and Newbert and some things like that, even if you had to pay for it? Because I know one of the things we could do is do DraftKings. That's a great website that allows you all to gamble against me and allows you to play a little bit of fantasy football against me and see, just what can you do? Can you really compete in my world? So that's an option. So I just want to see the response. I want to see how interested people would be to do a fantasy football league with me, or if you'd just be interested in seeing some fantasy, breakdowns and a league where me, the coaching staff, and a couple of buddies of mine we can post about scores and things like that on our Twitters and kind of make that a little bit more interesting and out there for you all, that you all could follow it, but you're not necessarily going to get to play. So the question is, do you want to play against me and bet against me, or just watch me play the game? That's really the question I have for you. So you're going to tweet at me, hashtag Letterman Fantasies, okay? Hashtag Letterman Fantasies, and just say, either play with or watch, okay? So you're going to do play with, hashtag Letterman Fantasies, or watch, hashtag Letterman Fantasies. Those are kind of the options you got going on there. And, you can always at 3-Year Letterman, hit me up that way. So hope you all listen this far into the podcast so we can get a little bit of response from you all as I try to make this decision about how we're going to run this thing. So, that's pretty much what I got going on right now. And I look forward to hearing from you. Go to my YouTube channel. Please go on there, and if you want to be blessed and have your life changed, we're going to have the Fireball Challenge going up on there pretty soon. YouTube's causing some problems, but we're going to get it up there pretty soon, no worries. So you'll have an episode, that up there. You've got all our episodes. Our other short videos have been put up on there, so go check out the YouTube page. Then, follow me on Twitter, like, subscribe, all those different things in all different places. Check me out on Instagram, official 3-Year Letterman, 3-Year Letterman on Twitter, Coach Letterman on YouTube. We're on podcasts as the Letterman Podcast, both in Apple, Spotify. I think we're on Google Podcasts now, so we got all the different options that you can find us. Check out our podcast, because listen, that's the only way you're going to have your life changed by me, which is what this whole thing is all about, is me making you all better and having your life changed by me. So hopefully you all will take full advantage of that. You'll learn from me. You'll be blessed by me. And we'll see America get better because of me. That's about all I got, So, try to be more like me and go Dogs. Woo!